Well, howdy everybody. We're getting ready here. Yesterday we started some corn and it was running about 14%, which is plenty dry. We're getting the auger set up. We're gonna fill this bin in the back first. Dad's thinking on that is, well, it's dry right now, and when it gets wet back here, it's hard to maneuver trucks. So while it's dry, we're gonna put in this bin. Smart idea. Gotta get this hooked back up. Hopefully I can get that in one try. All right. We're just getting this moved out of the way so we can turn around with trucks out here. And there's a hole. Watch out for that. If you remember, a couple months back, I had to fix that electric motor. Did some weird stuff to it. Worked once I put it back together. We'll see if it works today. But, oh, well, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. We're going to set up that auger. And then we did actually harvest 2 semi-loads of corn yesterday. So there's 2 ready to be dumped. And that is our big 13-inch, 81-foot long auger. Pretty hard to maneuver, especially when you got bales coming out dang near half the way onto our gravel.
There we go. Come on, one more. That away. So there's a safety pin on this hopper, so when you're going down the road, if that cable were to snap, it won't fall on the ground because the safety pin's in. Well, you always want to pull this pin out before you raise it up, because as you raise that auger clear up in the air to get in the hole, this hopper goes up with the auger. Then all of a sudden you got it set perfectly, and then you get out and you're like, I forgot to pull the pin.
And it's like way up in the air?
Yeah, so then you either go get the loader tractor, or you shimmy up it, or you take it back down. And
so,
I've done 2 of those 3 things. I refuse to take the auger back down. What say you, Jeffo? Time to go.
We're kind of high. I didn't like that. It's a long ways down. Oh, I suppose maybe go up a little bit because it's gonna settle. That's good. Down a little bit. A little bit more. Hey, Dad. Is this a bad time to say I'm too scared to climb back down? All right. Yeah, you can see how difficult it would be to get that down if we didn't pull the pin. Woo! It's just a little bit faster than cracking corn. And she's buying a stairway to heaven. Dad's grabbing truck number 2. Truck number 1's empty. I suppose Dad would want me to check the oil. You know, it's pretty easy to keep these things clean when there isn't an ounce of mud anywhere. I'm not complaining, but if we don't get much snow this winter, springtime is gonna be dry. Guess what I forgot to do? Untarp the grain cart. Dang it. We're in that field where we drilled that 15-foot of grass man, that was like 4 months ago. That's insane. We're in the northwest quarter right now, and our farm is on the southeast quarter. So it's a nice short haul for us. Now, if you remember soybean harvest, I needed to start bringing this because there was a lot of sitting around, but with corn harvest, it's insane. The grain cart and the basically everybody's just non-stop driving something. There's so much corn coming out of here that the combine's basically always full, and so is the grain cart, and it's insane, it's intense. I don't think I'll even be able to check my Farmers Only account while we're doing this. We're gonna be so busy. Check this out. Jeff's back already. Whew, just about overfilled. Dead stop down there. He's full. So I'm the one that can't keep up. Maybe a 1,000 bushel grain cart would be nice, huh? I feel like I spend a lot of time dumping into semis. Oh my gosh, some green leaves. Big drowned out spot. Be a good day to use the Yankum rope. So now when he's driving this way on that side, I can catch on the fly, and when he's headed back that way on that side, the spout will still be towards the center and I can catch. Man, Jeff is speedy. The day goes on, the trucks are getting fuller and fuller before Jeff gets back. That's when he's only got a like less than 2 mile drive. I don't know about today, but sometime we're gonna get to the point where I'm gonna have to hop in a truck to keep us going. We're pumping out the bushels. Non-stop trucking for Jeffo. Well, golly gee, it's lunchtime. So how's the yield? Are we gonna be millionaires?
Gonna have to wait another year.
Dang it. Hey! What do you think we got for lunch?
Roast in the crock pot.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Nope.
Oh my gosh, I was excited.
Oh, there's sprinkles here, Cole.
Yeah, looks like we're done for the day.
Nope. I'm gonna start this story without saying, did I ever tell you about the time? But back in the 80s, brother and I had a 95 John Deere gas combine. It wasn't a diesel, it ran on gas. We combined 4 rows at a time. On a Friday night, I filled the combine with gas. I took it over where our deer stand is to that field. I combined the truck full. I went home and I quit for the night. And the next morning, I unloaded the truck and I went over there and I started up the combine, got halfway across the field, combine, died. I didn't know what was wrong. Looked, the gas tank, it was empty. Went back to where I'd parked overnight and I could see pickup tracks and I could see where somebody opened up a new cigarette. You know, those 20 packs or whatever, the plastic you tear off. Stole my gas.
Good thing it was probably a somewhat smaller tank.
Probably 35 gallons.
That's it?
Yeah.
I think our combine right now holds about 350 gallons.
You're missing the point. Somebody stole my gas.
Yeah, it sucks, but you know, it wasn't 350 gallons.
At least it wasn't like the engine blew up. I just need more gas. Anyway, you're probably an adult now, since it was about 30 years ago. If you're feeling bad about it, you can bring my gas back.
Yeah.
I'll only beat you a little bit.
You know, that roast wasn't too bad, actually. It was pretty decent, especially when I put gallons of barbecue sauce on it.
Well, there's something to be said about prepared food, so all you have to do is walk in. I mean, that to me is pretty hard to complain, unless it's like liver.
I can't say I've ever had liver.
You're a lucky boy.
So a video went up a little bit ago. We were reading some of the comments while we were eating, and someone commented, you could put your cattle out on all that trash, all that stover, and they could eat it. And Dad and I were just like, oh my gosh, we've been wasting thousands of pounds of food every year. You know, letting our cattle graze this, that's way smarter than what we normally do, which is rake it all together and push it into the nearest river. Whoever had that amazing idea, you should write a book. Almost got some cab corn. A little too early for that. The sun starting to poke out. Oh, it ain't so gloomy. Shouldn't be too wet down in here, right? Can't believe he's trying to cross that. Wow. We haven't been able to plant that spot for a good 3 years. It's kind of spooky. It's been underwater for the past 3 years. And now we're driving through it. Well, you can see the lugs, the lugs on the tires. That's a tree. There's a tree growing in there. What the? The field we're in today is called the cemetery field because right next to it is the cemetery. My dad actually inherited this piece from my grandpa, and I'm pretty sure, I know my grandpa donated this newer part, this part over here that doesn't have many headstones in it. My dad has a plot over yonder, and my grandparents are buried over there. It's kind of neat. My dad always says this is where he'll spend the rest of eternity, and I assume I'll probably end up there someday as well. My brothers and I, and my cousins even, and my dad and my uncles and my aunt, we have all spent many summers mowing this and trimming it and just keeping it clean. I stopped a few years back especially when I started going to college and helping on the farm more. But there was many years of Sonnies that took care of that cemetery. I'm not gonna lie to you and say I miss mowing that thing. It took hours. Thought that might be a little interesting for you. This is gonna be the first time we got a full truck sitting here waiting for Jeff before he gets back. Hopefully my cheap repair on that swingway isn't giving him trouble. I do think we'll be done with this field before we actually start getting backed up. That's all we got left for the day. Oh, that looks like the makings of some cab corn. Let's see if he got some. Nope. It was close, but we didn't get there. If Dad would like to take the camera for a little bit.
You're watching Brian TV. I gotta watch that, so it makes sure it goes in the thing. I gotta watch this. I gotta see what the arguing is on the screen when it chirps at me. There's all kinds of fun stuff going on. And it's a beautiful day, sunshine, the wind's hardly blowing. Cole gave me his camera. I don't know, probably so he can delete it. But we're about a round left out in this field. It's been fantastic. The corn's dry. It's running 213 right now. It's bouncing around, you know, it's not going to average that. There's some low spots and everything. But I know that's kind of dark for you guys to see, but I got too much stuff going on here. So once that gets to where it's not running full stream, I shut it off. And yeah, I should have went a little faster to make sure that didn't run out the back of the wagon, but it didn't, so I win. This was always my dad's favorite thing to do. He just loved combining corn. He didn't like beans so much, but you know, back then the combines didn't have the power to combine beans at a nice speed. You'd have to be sitting on the edge of your seat, ready for a slug, going slow, ready to pull back on the throttle. So most of what I do is run by this orange joystick right here. This one brings my auger out so I can dump it in the grain cart. This is my raise and lower for the head. It also is my contour master. I can tilt the head. It also does it automatically, but if I need to, I can do it myself. Thing that I thought was funny the other day, guys, when Claudia was here from New York Farm Girls, is she jumped up in that four-wheel drive tractor, and as she was saying, oh, I don't know if I can figure this out, she pulls this down like she tilted the wheel, and she went over here and she fired it up and did that kind of stuff. And I thought, girl, I'm not worried about you not knowing what you're doing, because man, it was just natural to her. So that was pretty cool. I gotta hit Cole one more time here before we get to the end. We'll see you later. Yeah, so I'm back. This field, we call it the cemetery field because our church's cemetery is right up on the corner of it. That's where my folks and many other of the people from our area are buried. It's really about the only cemetery that's close by for 6-8 miles anyway. It's always been a really good producing piece of ground. We're on our last pass. It'll be the first 80 acres done of dry corn. Beans are done, wet corn, silage. This is kind of the last crop. We'll see that it's not always running 200. Sure, a great crop though. I'm not complaining a bit. This is a way better crop than kind of what we're used to. So we're thankful, and we give all the credit to God, because we know that without Him we don't have anything out here. We farm with hope, and if we didn't have hope, we wouldn't have anything. And so that's why I feel like a farmer and his Lord are pretty closely linked. So thanks for listening, guys. Have a good one.
We're just gonna harvest enough to fill this truck the rest of the way. It won't take much. Then we'll go home, dump it, and that should be it for today. A little too moist for our liking. It was over 15 in the 16s, and so we don't really want to put it in a bin if it's gonna rot. I should take gravel. Be quicker to go the other way, but don't want to upset the city folk, I suppose. Well, here's some good news. When I hopped in the truck, it had a quarter tank of gas. Now it's all the way up to a half tank. Now that's fuel efficiency.
Son Jacob borrowed the air compressor today. He said he'd bring it right back. We're greasing and getting ready for the next day, and we're waiting for the air compressor to blow the filters out. Is that a good exit?
That'll work. All right, so thanks for watching. We already got 2 fields of corn done because we got one done with wet corn. So today's Saturday. We're gonna start back up on Monday. We'll see you next time. Have a good one.
I don't know what that is.